one more time. You are locked into the Red and Blue Rivalry Podcast.
My name is Eric Hernandez, and I'm repping the faithful.
Are you?
I am. Always will be, but that hurt.
Yeah.
Wounded.
No. Wounded, man. But look, I want to give it up as a Cowboys fan. Look, I was not rooting for this team. I did not want this team to get 6. I'll be damned if another team, skips us up, especially when we haven't been there in over 25 years. It's a little tough to swallow. And I am happy for Patrick Mahomes, but I'm going to say this, like the 49ers have fucking nothing to be ashamed of in this season. Nobody expected them to even go 13-3.
No.
Nobody expected them to get the number 1 seed in the NFC. No one expected them to be in the Super Bowl this year. And damn, dude, they had it in the bag for almost 3.5 quarters.
Yeah, I mean, leading up to that game, it kind of, in the big picture, it played out the way we all thought was Mahomes is going to find an opening. He's going to make a run. And it's, did you put enough points to distance yourself? And the Niners defense held them to 10 points for literally 3.5 quarters.
Yeah.
Like the last 3 drives, I believe Kansas City scored their touchdowns on.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah. So it's one of those things where the defense came. I know when you look at that, if you look at the stats or you look at like the end score, it's like 31-20, and that's not indicative of what the defense did. The defense literally held them out. They got a last-second touchdown. I'm pretty sure people know they got a last-second touchdown on. They were trying to run out the clock. But at the end of the day, when they ask me who won or who lost, I mean, Kansas City won it. Kansas City made the plays that they needed to make, and hats off to them. Patrick Mahomes is an amazing quarterback. I love watching him play when he's not playing my team.
Right.
I would say 99% of that roster I actually do like. I mean, I'll put it like this. If that was any other team that was facing Kansas City, I'd have been rooting for Kansas City.
Yeah.
You know.
Andy Reid.
You wanted to see everything happen. So, it just sucks to watch a team that was special kind of fall apart a little bit at the end. There's enough blame to go around. Again, the only thing I'm not going to do is I'm not going to blame the defense. At the end of the day, if I am going to assess blame to the 49ers, this falls on Kyle Shanahan and Jimmy Garoppolo.
Really?
Yes.
Really?
This is theirs, and I'll say why. This falls on them. If you're going to, like I said, my first thought process is Kansas City won it. But if you're going to say, well, they were up 10 and everything, then you have to look at the whole thing. And one thing you noticed right away was, and everybody called it. I mean, you see the pictures or the video of John Lynch calling for a timeout, and you wonder how much at the end of the half Kyle Shanahan played scared. And that affected them because you didn't let Jimmy Garoppolo get into a rhythm. Jimmy Garoppolo's a rhythm passer. The minute they let him throw the ball, after it became apparent, like this is all you have to know. The Niners had, what was it, a minute and 53 once they forced them to punt. Didn't call a timeout. And let them just kick the field, punt the ball. Inversely, there's only 19, maybe 30 seconds left, and you have Kansas City calling timeouts because they want to give their quarterback another crack at it. Even if he only got 10 seconds, they want to see what they can do.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's what kind of was frustrating, was because Kyle Shanahan played scared right there.
Yeah, no, I agree, man. I think it was a great game, and I kind of wanted to go through my Twitter timeline, just go through the game. So when I looked at the game, the first thing I tweeted was in the first half, why decline that penalty? So I remember that because I'm looking at the game and I'm thinking, you know what? You would have had them 3rd and 12 instead of 4th and 2.
I didn't get that, yeah.
To me, I mean, again, I'm going to sort of pick apart the coaching staff for the 49ers on the game management. To me, that's not managing the game. That has nothing to do with play calling. That has nothing to do, but it's just you're not managing the game the way you should.
That falls squarely on Kyle Shanahan's shoulders.
Yeah, it's why decline that penalty. I don't want to give him 2 yards for a first down. No. Not an offense like that.
No, and I think that here's the difference. One thing really quick is that where Shanahan played scared and thought, oh, well, they'll punt or they'll kick a field goal. Andy Reid is like the old man who just didn't give a fuck
Right.
anymore. Like, look,
Yeah.
I'm here. I don't know how many times I'm going to be here. So, you know what? I'm not going to let it slide. I'm not going to just play it safe. Twice they went in on 4th down, and they got them both.
Right.
You know? And
Yeah.
so that's what I'm talking about is that he just didn't care anymore, and he was down for it, where that's where you don't want to give a team like Mahomes and them an extra, only have to get 2 yards. I'd rather make them get, 15 or 12 and 2 shots than 1 shot and 2 yards.
Right.
Because there's just too many weapons. You're dealing with Andy Reid's creativity and Patrick Mahomes' ability. They're going to get 2 yards.
Yeah, I agree. I didn't understand declining the penalty. Then the Jimmy Garoppolo pick, I put right on schedule. I mean, I knew he was going to give him one. I don't think it was really his fault. He was getting hit at the time when he was releasing the ball, but I knew that they're going to get one. And that was the one that I thought right away.
Yeah, and I looked at it like, I mean, I didn't even really blame him for that one. I mean, you got hit. You're trying to throw it. You take a hit. Those things happen. It wasn't like those are non-Jimmy throws. Those are non-Jimmy interceptions.
Yeah.
Because Jimmy's interceptions are those like to the linebacker where there's nobody there. He's trying to throw it over the mountains. You know, and
Uncle Rico style.
Yeah, straight Uncle Rico style. Like he's flinging steaks. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that wasn't that. That was one where I think he's trying to throw it away and he just took a hit and bang, guy was in the right place at the right time. So, I look at that like that's not really the issue I had. And Jimmy, you won't hear this from anywhere on ESPN or Fox and he outplayed Patrick Mahomes for like 3.5 quarters.
Without a doubt he did.
I mean, he was hitting in stride. He was able to get across. But at the end of the day, people are only going to talk about that 4th quarter and where Kyle Shanahan fell flat in the second or at the first half. Jimmy Garoppolo failed to execute in the second,
Yeah, I agree completely. Then I move on, and this one is positive for the 49ers faithful out there. I put fullbacks. Whoever said the spread offense was the only way to run an offense in 2020.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, to me, I think it's amazing what he does with the fullback who's capable of catching passes, not only just out of the backfield, but going deep down the field, running routes, blocking. I mean, he's excellent in the run game, excellent in the pass game. There's no reason why you wouldn't want this dude on the field.
Yeah, he's just an offensive weapon. He can run blocked. That's Kyle Shanahan's dream right there, to have guys like Juszczyk and Kittle. When you have Juszczyk and Kittle, I mean, that forces a defense to play in a real run-heavy defense. And, but by the way, these guys can catch, and they can run, and they can move. So that allows you to put a defense in conflict.
It's like they're not fullbacks. They're not tight ends. They're football players.
Yeah, they're just they know what to do. They can do it all.
Yeah, exactly. And I really thought that was impressive. I was really impressed with the Niners, offense when it was rolling early on. Then I think we'll all be familiar with this. I put that was absolutely, positively, without a doubt, the strangest, weirdest, and most unconventional clock management I have ever seen in Super Bowl history in the last 2 minutes of this half.
Yeah, that's Kyle Shanahan. That's where when you look at the faults of where they lost, I mean, you could say they lost it right there. I mean, it was very simply, not having enough faith in Jimmy Garoppolo, maybe being scared of Patrick Mahomes. If they downed it at the 1 and use their timeouts and they get the ball. I just think that he did not want, my view is that he did not want to end the half giving the ball to the Chiefs.
Yeah, and that's where I say I think he was a little bit afraid of Mahomes. And I don't know if you can do that because you got to show confidence in your team. I mean, you guys are in the fucking Super Bowl. You guys aren't playing in week 1.
No, and you felt that they were controlling Kansas. Kansas City had wonder. Kansas City couldn't do what they wanted to do.
Right.
Yeah,
no, I'm 110%. I have no idea what he was thinking.
No, and I mean, you hope that he, maybe another year of seeing Jimmy, maybe, and that's where, like, if Jimmy Garoppolo can prove himself, if Jimmy Garoppolo can sit there and all of a sudden you can gain the confidence, and all of a sudden Kyle Shanahan maybe isn't so afraid, and can handle that, But at the end of the day, I mean, it falls on the head coach, in my opinion, and you need to be able to handle that situation and know what you're gonna do. And it just felt like he was playing for the tie.
Yeah.
And when you did let Jimmy throw the ball when it was 3rd and down. You don't want to give him the ball back. Guess what they go and do? He gets it down the field in 2 shots. Now one gets called back.
Called back the big one with Kittle.
But I mean, he was able to throw it. He got converted, or else you're going to give it back to Kansas City.
That was an awesome throw.
Yeah.
That was a good throw. It was a great throw.
You know?
Just unfortunately got called back.
Yeah.
I mean, that's it. But he made that throw. Then after, I retweeted, somewhere Pete Carroll watched the Chiefs go for 4th and 1 and shook his head in disgust. That was
good old Pete Carroll, always going to make it safe for the Niners will always have a chance against Seattle thanks to Pete Carroll.
Yeah, and then again, I put 49ers know how to use a fullback. It's funny how 31 other NFL teams can't even come close to finding as much success with that position.
Yeah, I mean, but it's a the way he uses it is unique, and then you look at on top of that, who Juszczyk is, his abilities are just unique. He's a unique player. You know.
No, he's very unique. I mean, he can do it all.
Yeah, so be able to have that weapon and that piece is awesome. You know, their ability to use it in play action, I mean, it's built for that. So, I mean, it's great to watch.
Yeah, and then when Mahomes threw his first pick, I put, ouch, not a good play. No way around that one.
No, I mean, that's him trying to make a play. That's him going,
you
know, that's a Jimmy Garoppolo. When you guys tell me what's a Jimmy Garoppolo, that's a Jimmy Garoppolo interception.
He's trying to do too much.
Yeah, and he tries to throw. He doesn't see the linebacker. And at that point, you start to realize that he's not going to have this great game, or at least right now, you know?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, he had a terrible game for 3 quarters, honestly.
And they
not
did
anything like Mahomes.
No, and they did what they wanted to do. Like, the Niners were able to limit big plays at the beginning, get pass rush, he forced them to check down a lot, you know?
Oh, big time.
And so that was great to see. I mean, you talk about being able to keep this offense to literally 10 points through, 3.5 quarters. And to be honest, they scored. I know they got 31, but it was 24 points, as far as what they needed to win.
Yeah.
When they drove down.
Right. Yeah, I'm with you. And then this was probably right before halftime. I put, aside from that interception earlier, Jimmy Garoppolo was playing well so far in the Super Bowl. The San Francisco defense is making Patrick Mahomes check down more than he is used to. I think he either flips a switch soon or this game is over.
Yeah, it couldn't capitalize. That's what's killer. I mean, 2 times the Niners had 4th and 2 down in their territory and did not. That's where I get frustrated because we talk about this. You have Juszczyk, you have Kittle, you have Deebo Samuel, who had an amazing game. He's a rookie, had an amazing game.
He had a great game.
He really
He's
awesome.
So awesome on those sweeps, those drag routes, the reverses. I mean, he's a physical player and he's aggressive.
Yes,
in the running game.
Catch. I mean,
which you don't hear very often. Aggressive in the running game. You hear aggressive with the passing game.
Yes,
yeah,
and he can do it all. And you have all these guys and all these weapons and this versatility, and you're this play caller, and you can't get 2 yards.
Yeah, right.
Twice. I mean, they convert. That's 8 points. It's a completely different game.
It is. You make Kansas City have to get that last touchdown.
Yeah,
you play defense a whole different way.
Exactly.
At that time. Yeah, I'm with you. And then I don't know if you saw the halftime show, but there was this dude right here. I know that we don't have a visual for anybody out there, but you see this guy? He's in all silver.
Yeah.
Yeah, I put this motherfucker will see the Wizard of Oz, and he might just get a heart.
Oh, whoa, dude, that's crazy.
Like the Tin Man, dude.
That halftime show was outland. It was pretty funny.
And then at the end of the 3rd quarter, my tweet, this is where I thought the way the game was going to go down. I put, it looks like the age-old combination of a running game and a defense will do it again, as much as I may dislike it this season.
Yeah.
I mean, let's face it, at the end of the 3rd quarter, the beginning of the 4th quarter, when they got that second Mahomes interception, I thought, it's game over. It's game over. Too little, too late. I just thought that defense was still making plays, still being aggressive. Patrick Mahomes was unable to get the ball down the field. Everything that he was getting was checkdowns.
Yeah. And they were wrapping up, tackling. The speed was able to stay with Kansas City. That's the thing, that they had the speed to stay with Kansas City all but 1 or 2 plays.
Yeah.
Right. And you look at but see, that's the thing, is that's where the issues arise for Shanahan, and this is where Garoppolo. I mean, the one the one batted pass. I mean, that's Chris Jones making a play.
Yeah.
And when he batted it down, but at the end of the day, those last 8, 12, 10 minutes, that's on Jimmy Garoppolo. That's where Jimmy Garoppolo needs to step up and make plays. You know, that's where he's got to. And I mean, what blows my mind is, yeah, he's not mobile, he's not fast, but you can't tell me he can't scurry for 5 yards.
Yeah, right.
You know, and you had all these chances, and it just felt like they couldn't get hit on a play, and that's where, you know, the issue of him being able to drop back, and they just got pressure. I mean, every time they dropped back, they had pressure in his face.
No, they did. I mean, he was under a lot of pressure. I'm not going to be too tough on Jimmy. I will be tough on Jimmy where I feel is deserved, but a lot of that was not easy for him. Then I put, what do you know? We got a game.
I saw that one.
Score the touchdown, you know?
Well, that comes off, I believe, was that the 3rd and 15 play for 3rd and 15 yards? Where that was that drive, right?
Yeah, that was that
where
drive.
That was just so frustrating.
Because it's like, oh, there's life.
Yeah.
You know?
But and then right away, I'll tell you this right now. The minute they gave the ball back, I looked at it, if they could give the ball back to Kansas City when it was 20-17, I go, they're going to score. They're going to get a touchdown. I had no doubt about that.
Yeah.
So I was like, they need to continue to push the ball. They need to be able to run it. They need to put Jimmy in comfortable positions. Where was the deep? That's the other thing. There was no deep shot. I remember week 12 against Green Bay, the deep shot to end the game, really, when Green Bay came back, then they run play action, deep shot to Kittle to kind of bust the game open. It never felt like that was there, you know?
I think they tried that a little too little, too late kind of thing.
Yeah.
In this game. I think they could have done it early in the fourth quarter instead of trying late in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
And but one more tweet, dude. This one you'll like. Nick Bosa is a fucking beast.
Oh, that's a monster.
That's it. That's the tweet.
Yes, that's it. That's all that needs to be said. He is.
When I seen him, dude, I was so impressed. And like I was saying earlier, outside of Patrick Mahomes, Nick Bosa is the best player on that field, Super Bowl Sunday.
What he can do, yeah. I mean, he can stop the run. He can do it all. He is the most complete,
he was constantly pressuring Mahomes.
Yes.
All damn game.
Destroying tackles and guards.
Almost every play, dude.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't even need to know what the other three guys are doing. This guy's going to push him off his spot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Every play.
You wonder, it's almost like crazy thing. Like, can he get better? Like, as great as he was,
yeah.
You know, it's one of those things, like, how much better can he get? That's kind of awesome to think about. And when you have DeForest Buckner and D Ford on the other side to collect sacks, you know, they're going to get a lot of sacks off of his work.
Yeah. Oh,
you know?
Yeah. You know how many times that dude was double teamed and he still beat it?
Yeah, he's like, all right, I'm gonna get
almost all game long, legitimately.
Game. You know, and he's a monster. I love George Kittle. George Kittle and Nick Bosa are like the spirit of those sides of the ball. You know, they really are, and it is very painful to watch a team that you love. It's
painful that he won't get to see his boy Trump in the White House.
Yeah, that's why he was crying. You see, he was crying. Yes. You know,
but yeah, he's a fucking beast, dude. The D line's gonna be great for years to come as long as he's on the end.
Yep.
And then I put when Kyle Shanahan threw his red flag to overturn the big play.
Yeah.
I think that really pissed Kansas City off because that was the moment they were like, "Oh, fuck this," and it just seemed like they were locked in on offense after that. That was to me.
What was that one? Was that to get the first down?
That when they got a first down, and I think the ball.
Oh, he didn't catch it.
He didn't catch it. Right.
Yeah. Yeah, I noticed that too. They got mad. I'm like,
as soon as that happened, Kansas City was like,
because that was the next play. Was the 3rd and 15.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I really felt like, man, maybe that pissed him off. Maybe he should just let him have that one.
Yeah.
But
don't wake the Bears. You're gonna make them mad.
Here's the tweet that I think is the tweet for Super Bowl. Okay, 2 minutes and 39 seconds left on the 15-yard line. What's your legacy, Jimmy G?
Yeah, comes up wanting.
You know, I mean, and that was before, you know, and he didn't. And then my next tweet is, I will never doubt Patrick Mahomes again. No. I will never doubt Patrick Mahomes again. I will never doubt Patrick Mahomes again.
No.
I will never doubt Patrick Mahomes again.
That's all you really need to know.
That's it. That's like, because I did begin to doubt at the end of the third quarter, the beginning of the fourth. I thought this was sewed up. I thought it was wrapped up, man.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I was still a little bit worried. I wanted to see them go down and get another touchdown. If they would have went down and went up 27-10, I think that's a different game.
Yeah,
I think they would have been able to kind of take their time, but they went 3 and out, and that's what's hard. That's what's rough to deal with. You look at everything they went through, and then, people pile on, and it sucks because, like you said, what Jimmy G proved this year is he's a pretty good quarterback.
Yeah.
He had a chance to prove he was a clutch quarterback.
Right.
And he couldn't prove it this year. Maybe he'll get another shot to prove it.
Right. I think my point is, I'm not, I do think Jimmy Garoppolo can be a little shaky at times. I think obviously his head coach questioned if he could handle it with the bright lights. But honestly, you have to be fucking nuts to think that he doesn't deserve to have another shot, another stab at this thing, and take this team on another playoff run and see how he plays.
Yeah.
I mean, that's at the very least, man. I even mentioned earlier, fucking Rex Grossman got that same chance.
Yeah.
Why doesn't he deserve it? There's no way on hell you'll ever convince me he's worse than Rex Grossman.
People I really wish I could sit down and figure out why people don't. Is it because he got the contract? Is it because he was anointed too soon? Because you look at on ESPN and Fox, I mean, they're giving him Fs. They're saying he's horrible. And I'm just sitting there it's one of those things where, fine, you know what? He had a bad fourth quarter. I'll give it that. But overall, he had a pretty good above average season. You look at statistics and you look at what he did with your own 2 eyes in some games. He had lows. He had bad lows and he had high highs. But his highs were pretty high. And what you really just want to see is this year, everyone came in and wondered, what's he going to be? What's he going to be? Oh, he threw 5 picks in practice in a row. He looked like crap against Denver in a preseason game. Like you said, am I going to say he was great during the playoffs? No, because he didn't have to be. But he's the reason they have that, 13-3 record. He's part of the reason why they have the number 1 seed. Those games against the Rams, against Seattle, against, Arizona, all those games where he had to really kind of, against even early on against the Steelers where he had to make the game-winning touchdown. Those all contributed. What you want to see this year coming in, we'll get into maybe 2020 in a bit, but, what you want to see is progression. You want to see what the jump that Matt Ryan took. We talk about how Matt Ryan in Shanahan's system in year 1 looked pedestrian, and in year 1 looked pedestrian. In year 2, he was the MVP.
Year 2 was a jump. Yeah. Big time.
I'm not asking for that, but you want to see him be able to do that.
To progress instead of regress.
Exactly.
I'm with you. So in the end, I think it always comes down to the quarterbacks. You have talented teams in the Super Bowl. Jimmy Garoppolo went 20 of 31, 219 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions, 65% accuracy on the ball. That's not a great game, but it's not a bad game.
No.
But here's where you see here's the tale. Quarters 1 through 3, he's 17 for 20. That's 85% accuracy. I mean, think about that.
He was on fire, yeah.
He was on fire.
He was in a rhythm.
Play action for him works.
Yeah.
183 yards, 1 touchdown. Honestly, aside from that bad interception, it wasn't even that horrible, but that's the one bad play.
Yeah.
Outside of that, he's damn near perfect.
Yep.
For 3 quarters. But it all falls apart for him.
Oh, I saw that. I know these numbers.
3 of 11.
Yep.
36 yards, no touchdowns, 1 interception, 27% accuracy, 5.6 QBR.
Yeah. And to be honest, I really wish I could look back because I'll be honest, that was a blur. I don't really remember his passes at the end. It's just a blur. But you saw him not going to Kittle, which was an issue. And you just saw him, it's a growing experience. What you want to know is this something he can learn from or is this something who he is?
Yeah.
But you've seen, like I said, fourth quarters where he's put it on. Is this who he is, or is this his Seattle Seahawk moment where it looked too big for him?
Right.
And he bounced back and had a great season after that?
Right.
Is that going to be with him? Is he going to have a great year next year? Yeah.
Yeah.
Is he going to come back? I mean, the pain, you can see it on their faces. This is a young team. That hurt. This is the first time I think this team, they didn't win last year. They weren't a good team years before. But this was the first time a loss, I think, really hurt. It stung because they knew they could have and should have won this game.
Right.
The opportunities were there.
Was there.
Is them.
Oh, it was there.
And they haven't felt that. The losses to Seattle, that sucked. But, you lose to...
But you can say that motivated them on this playoff run.
Yeah. You lose to the Ravens. When you lose to the Ravens, you look at it like, okay, we were right there with the best team in football at the time.
Yeah.
You lose to Atlanta at home, it's a fluke. You know what? They caught us slipping.
Right.
Those games happen.
Everyone has a bad game.
Yeah. But then you lose this one, and you can see it in their eyes. I don't think they're going to be the same team rolling into 2020. They're going to be they're angry. Like, this is a team that's like pissed. Now, I don't know if that translates into wins. Who knows what that does? But that loss is going to stay with them for a while. That loss is on Jimmy G until he can, like Steve Young did, get the monkey off his back.
Right.
Until he can do it. Until everybody, the Bomani Joneses of the world, all the guys on First Take, the Nick Wrights, the only way you're going to ever shut them up is if you go out there and win a Super Bowl. That's it.
Yeah.
There isn't, which is outlandish standard for a guy, because we don't hold most guys to that standard. But you know what?
That's part of being the starting quarterback for the San Francisco 49ers.
You got to win a Super Bowl. That's it. That's
There's
what
the reason
Montana.
why, as a Cowboys fan, Danny White is Danny White. You know, that's the reason.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you, man. So I did look at some of the film. I looked up some of the all 22 and looked at some of these plays. I want to talk about the game within the last 2 minutes for Garoppolo. With 1:49 left in the game, he's down 20-24.
Yeah.
He's got it's first down. KC playing 2 deep man. They will play 2 deep man for the next 4 plays. Okay, but this is the first play. They're playing 2 deep man, and this is the one where Chris Jones just makes that play, where he bats the ball down at the line of scrimmage. Garoppolo had an open guy over the middle, just like you want to attack cover 2, attack the inside. It was all there for the taking. Unfortunately, Chris Jones made a great play. That's not on Garoppolo.
No.
He made the read. It's the right read in that situation. He made the throw. It's just Chris Jones made a better play. Chris Jones is a fucking difference maker.
Yeah.
I said that last week. That's another thing. They're healthy now. They're playing better. You can't look at this Kansas City defense as the 26th or 27th ranked defense anymore.
Yeah.
Because they're not. Over the stretch, they've been playing better. And I think that was it. Because there was a wide open Deebo Samuel, I think it was, on that play. Then the next play, second down, 1:44 left. KC is again playing 2 deep men. The cornerback does not get his hands on the slot receiver. The slot receiver is instantly
open.
Okay, inside. He's got the inside. There's nobody on all the other guys are stretching the field, flooding that side, and there you go. Garoppolo sees this a second too late.
Is this where they jumped the route almost?
Yes.
Sees
it a second too late.
Yeah.
And Kendall Fuller, who's the safety,
almost gets that pick.
And I think if it wasn't slightly tipped, he probably gets that pick.
Yeah.
And it's game over at that point. Again, it's aggressive by the offense and the defense.
Yeah.
And sometimes that's the way the cookie crumbles.
Yep.
I'm not going to say that's all on Garoppolo. I mean, you shouldn't let the DB get his hands on it like that. But, again, you're trying to win a ball game. I get it.
You got to make a play.
You got to make a play. But then here's where I can put a little fault on Garoppolo and Shanahan here. It's third down now. 1:40 in the game. KC, they're not doing anything special. They're not trying to confuse you. They're playing 2 deep man. So they play 2 deep man. Kyle Shanahan, again, I think he's a smart, aggressive play caller. Being the play caller that he is, he dials up a play for Emmanuel Sanders to get behind the defense. He realizes they're playing cover 2 man, and those cover 2 men are not playing cover 2 deep. They're like robbers.
Yeah.
Trying to break on the middle of the field.
Yes.
And I think Shanahan must have realized that. And he calls this play for them to get behind the safeties that are playing aggressively. He makes the play, but look, the play works to perfection.
Got behind him.
He got behind them. The safeties, they stood for a second expecting an in route because that's what they had seen the previous 2 plays. But Emmanuel Sanders kept going.
Yeah.
And got past that safety, burned the corner. And
how much time was left on that one again?
That was 1:40.
1:40. Okay.
And Jimmy Garoppolo overthrows Emmanuel Sanders, 4 or 5 yards?
Yeah.
I mean, that's
you got to make that throw.
Garoppolo.
Yeah.
That's on him.
No, I
Shanahan he served it on a silver platter to him and said,
yep.
Eat, and he just couldn't get it done. Now, here's the one where I don't blame Jimmy G, but I kind of blame Shanahan because now it's 4th down. Okay, 4th and 10, 1:33 left. KC doesn't change a damn thing with their defense. It is cover 2 man. And again, KC is not overthinking this thing, but I think Kyle Shanahan does. So Kyle Shanahan, I think just kind of like thinking too far out of the box, in my honest opinion. He has Garoppolo in the shotgun. Kittle is in as like a back in the backfield. staying in the block with the running back. So what happens is when they hike the ball in the shotgun, when they snap the ball, the linebackers that have Kittle and the running back in man are like, oh shit, they're not going out to routes. So they start.
They blitz.
They start to rush.
Yeah.
So now fucking pressure's in Garoppolo's face right away.
Yeah.
And that kind of ruins it because, you're bringing extra rushers by keeping extra blockers.
Yeah. That's where I think Garoppolo's... Look, here's the thing with that. This is a few years ago, but when he shined, when he first got his start was, especially against the Jacksonville game of 2 years ago, was when they just put everyone on the route and they said, you have enough guys here, find a weakness, and you have the accuracy and the release to get it to them before they get you. When you bring people in, that forces him to wait and to hold, and that's not his game.
Right.
His game is, you know what? Let me put everybody out in a route.
Yeah.
You know what?
Our
offensive
3-on-5 now.
Yeah. You're not doing well. Here's what, and plus like that whole, I knew we were screwed with that last play because it looked confused. There's no time on the clock.
Right.
I'm like, this is a mess.
Yeah.
Whereas that's where I do fault Shanahan. Was like, come on, like I thought you should have had plays. First of all, take that shot on first.
Yeah.
If they're like you said, or you know what? Fine. Well, let's take that back. Take that shot on second when you see that it's the same defense.
Yeah.
You saw it once. Take that shot. That way, hey, you got 2 downs to get 10 yards instead of 1.
Yeah.
And like you said, I think you're right. I think he overthought that. I really do. He tried to outthink himself. He tried to put himself in a position. And right now, he's got the stigma of being Andy Reid, of being a coach that just can't close out games. Can't come up with plays to kind of end games. And that's a stigma he has on him. If you ask me who I could have, and of course, yes, give me Kyle Shanahan and give me Jimmy Garoppolo, because I believe that with them that they can make a run, they can get back where they are. Tough conference, but I still believe in them to where I want to see them for another year.
Yeah, well, without a doubt, they deserve it. And I also want to give a shout out to Kittle on that last play because Kittle realized, oh shit, like he doesn't. There's nowhere to dump the ball off. No. I mean, all those guys are running 20 yards, 25 yards down the field easy before they start breaking out of into their routes. And so Kittle realizes that and goes into the flat. He might have got 10 yards because those other guys are.
They're gone.
And if Kittle's as hungry as he is,
he's getting about 20, 30. Yeah, you're gonna have to shoot him to bring him down.
Yeah, you're gonna have to pop him to stop him before he gets that first down. So, but Garoppolo didn't see it, especially because the play call with all that extra pressure in his face.
Yeah.
I think that really affected the play. I think it was a bad play call.
I wonder, I agree with you there. I wonder how much, like, when I look at Shanahan, how much, like, you saw what Jimmy could do. Like, where is the ability to let him do that? Where's his ability to let him find somebody and take it? I mean... I really
West Coast offense, but
you gotta let him. You gotta be able to blend. You gotta be able to let some things that Jimmy can do.
Yeah.
And George Kittle said it, because I'll be back here and I'll be back here with the fucking vengeance. You're not gonna stop that guy.
Yeah. No, I agree. Another guy you can't stop is Patrick Mahomes.
That guy's a monster.
So his game stats, he's 26 of 42. That's 62% accuracy. 286 yards, 2 TDs on the air, 1 rushing, and 2 interceptions. Quarters 1 through 3, man, your defense deserves all the props in the world. I mean, they had him being checked down Charlie. Yep. 16 of 25, 145 yards, no touchdowns in the air. He did have 1 rushing. 64% accuracy and 1 terrible INT where you guys just forced him to have to make a play and made the play.
Yeah.
But then fourth quarter happens and he's 10 of 17, 141 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception, 59% accuracy. With 7 minutes left in the game, I mean, he has that 44-yard pass play to Tyreek Hill that everybody's talking about. I mean, this is the thing that I talked about last week, is that as great as that Niners defense is, as great as the running game is, and it was for 3 quarters, you cannot let him get off because he can put, I said it, he put 28 against the Texans in a quarter.
Yeah, like
he's
nothing.
Fucking dangerous. He could put 21 points up on you like that.
Yeah.
And he did, man, and that was the start. A couple plays later, he finds Travis Kelce in the end zone. Then the next play, the 49ers go 3 and out, right? When in the next few plays, 49ers go 3 and out. What does he do? I think he finds the running back for that controversial touchdown pass.
I wonder what do you think? They have to kick the field goal, right? If it's 4th and goal from inches, or do you just go for it?
The way Andy Reid was rolling the ball, I'm not so sure.
Yeah,
but I think you kick the field goal.
Because then you lose the game, no? Because then you're you're down.
Yeah, a field goal could beat you.
Yeah,
that's rough.
I
think Andy Reid might have rolled the dice there.
So it would have been so interesting.
But yeah, dude, here's the one stat I wanted to share on Mahomes, dude. Throughout the season, including the playoffs, on 3rd and 15 or more, Patrick Mahomes is 13 of 17.
Yeah, I saw that stat. It's ridiculous.
299 yards and 3 touchdowns. That's fucking insane.
That is ridiculous.
That's crazy. How do you do that? That's why it's like
because he's the perfect blend of like athleticism. He's not super fast, but he's big. He can move, and he's got an arm.
Yeah.
He's just that blend. I mean, he's Roethlisberger plus when Roethlisberger was in his prime.
Yeah, no, without a doubt. I mean, I think he's on pace to. I mean, look, if he can keep up a similar pace, not even the current pace that he's on, just 85% of what he's doing, he can go down as one of the greatest of all time.
Yeah, it is.
Because he's on a fast track.
Yeah.
I mean, for me. But the last thing with Shanahan, like we were saying, he's now the new Andy Reid, man. He's great at scheming guys up, great play caller. I mean, he dialed some shit up in the running game where, I mean, he had that linebacker guessing for days which way the ball was going. And I saw that, man. He put stress on the linebackers. I mean, where they got to be damn near perfect to stop the run.
Yeah.
But I think his game management, man, is highly questionable throughout some important spots in that game. End of the first half.
Yeah,
even some of the stuff at the end of the game, even to a lesser extent. So, I mean, he's got to get better on that.
And I think that he'll get better when it's funny because now it's the inverse. It was the he didn't want to run it. Well, now he ran it too much and he was too conservative, where he was too aggressive when he was the OC of Atlanta. Although it does blow my mind that he deserves some fault for this one. I don't know how much fault he deserves for the Atlanta one. He's not the head coach, and his defense didn't give up like the way.
No. Obviously, the blame lies at the head coach's door.
Dan Quinn escapes that.
Right.
Pressure. Like, Dan Quinn's like, I didn't lose no Super Bowl. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, he's the play caller, but at a certain point, all it takes is for the head coach to be like, you know what, I don't give a fuck what you play, but we're running the ball.
Yes.
I don't care what you call, specifically, just run the ball, and that didn't get done. So,
yep.
Yeah, man. All I could say, dude, is the 49ers had a great year.
Yeah.
I don't think you guys have anything to be ashamed of as a fan base, as a team.
The loss hurts. It's going to hurt for a while, but that's the beauty is they're a young team with the exception of a couple, positions, but they're a young team. I think they're going to be hungry. I still believe in Shanahan. I still believe in Lynch, and I still believe in Garoppolo.
Yeah, I'm with you. I agree. I believe in them too, to an extent. I believe in Shanahan as a play caller, and I think he's only going to get better as a head coach.
Yeah.
I don't think, I think he's going to learn from these mistakes. I think he's shown the ability to progress.
Yeah.
He's had this team with the arrow pointing up. But the thing is, for me, I think Garoppolo, I would agree that he deserves the opportunity to be able to prove himself on this next playoff run.
He didn't shit the bed. But I need to
see some better. Yeah, no, he didn't shit his pants.
No.
But, he didn't play very well in the fourth quarter. And I'm sorry, dude. Like, I may just be a dumb Cowboys fan to you guys. But I think the reason you guys love Joe Montana is because he was great in the fourth quarter of Super Bowls.
Yeah, never threw a pick. But those are tall orders. You're asking to be the second greatest.
But he's the quarterback of the San Francisco 49ers.
I get you. No, you're right. You're right. You know what, though? You
said it yourself. Steve Young had to get the monkey off his back.
Yeah.
And Garoppolo's got it.
Yeah, he's got one now. He didn't really have one. But, losing this, the way that Super Bowl went down, I mean, he's got one. But I still believe that he's shown enough to where I say, okay, if he can progress, he can be up in that top 10.
Yeah, I think so, too. Potentially, I think I wouldn't put him in the top 10 now.
No, he doesn't. See, I'm realistic. Do I think did he put up stats? Did he put up certain things that's worthy of the top 10? Yes. There's parts of his, like you said, as a whole, I don't think he is, but he's put up stats. There's stats and there's like plays he's done where he's shown he's a top 10 quarterback, but then there's stats interceptions, turnover-worthy throws, things like that where he didn't look that great, where he did have issues. And there's
and
things
it's
you
not
can see.
all on him. Like his head coach has to have a little more faith in him,
Yeah,
I mean,
that's like you said. And I believe this true because this is how I felt at the end of that Super Bowl. And my most rawest of emotions was, look, Kyle, if I was John Lynch, if you don't fucking believe in him, then what are we doing?
Yeah. What's our plan?
What's plan
B?
And if he tells me Kirk Cousins, I really got to start thinking about things.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like hiring Dave Campbell to be your head coach.
Yeah, I'm totally with you on that. So, yeah, that's the Super Bowl, man.
Yeah, I mean, looking forward to 2020, kind of excited for what's going to happen. I mean, I look at the NFC and, man, right now, they're the top of the list. I mean,
yeah, they're definitely heavy favorites to be up there again.
Yeah,
NFC Championship game, for sure.
You look at it like
maybe the Cowboys might come
You know
back
what's
to life
really
with
quick?
McCarthy. But I'm talking about this franchise tag with Dak. That's a lack of respect too, man. Talk about Garoppolo.
Is he your guys' Kirk Cousin?
If they tag him, dude, and they don't, if he plays this year on the tag, I wouldn't sign. I wouldn't sign with the Cowboys after that. I don't care what. I'm not signing with you guys. I'm gonna do what Kirk Cousins did.
Yeah.
And that's messed up, dude. Like I don't think Jerry would do that to Romo.
He did, dude. Let's be honest. Dak feels like he's done more when he's deserved his contract than when Romo got his big contract.
The thing is, though, the Cowboys were thirstier when Romo got his first contract.
Yeah.
Because we had Chad Hutchinson. We had Steve. I don't know who the fuck we had. We had fucking who was the second pick in the draft behind. We had Ryan Leaf, dude.
Yeah, Ryan Leaf.
Yeah, like so when
Remember
Romo comes through your door, Drew Hansen, you'd pay that man. You just say, hey,
yeah,
So I get it. Where we're coming off a little bit of success, and we're perennially a playoff team. The last few years, but he deserves his money, dude.
He does. The way I think that but it's just because then now what do you do with Amari? Because you have to take him.
They have the cap. They have more cap space than the Niners.
Oh yeah,
tons more.
Oh,
they have like $80 million.
But that's the thing is that it's got to go to your quarterback and your wide receiver.
But even if you sign your let's just say all that cap hits in year one.
Yeah.
What do you think? 35 to 37 mil for Dak.
Yeah.
Okay. Amari, what? 19, 20 mil.
Yeah.
That's still 55. That right there, you still got $30 million.
So no, I agree with you there.
Yeah,
But the value, it's because
that cap hits this year.
Yeah. No, I think with that, but that's the thing is that if you don't, then what do you do? Or if you sit there and say, hey, we don't want to. What blows my mind is that it just blows my mind how much they haven't signed him. Like, how cheap are they trying to be with him? That's the question. That's my thing. It's like
I wish we could see the numbers.
Do you like? Is he deserves to get more just based on value and everything. He deserves to get more than Goff and then Wentz.
Yeah.
And it's part of it is what he's done, and part of it is just that's the mark. You go a little bit higher. You're not going to take less,
Yeah, and at this point, I think he's accomplished more than. I mean, Goff went to a Super Bowl, but I don't know if that was on the arm of Jared Goff necessarily.
He had like this. They've done enough to earn those type of monies, but he's the next guy up, so he deserves a little more.
Yeah, I mean, just give it to him at this point. Let's just be done with this drama. That's what scares me about Jerry Jones. Like he likes this shit.
Yeah, and that's what kills you guys, especially with a new head coach and a new. That's what I said when I
need him in OTAs.
Yeah, you want him there. You want him to. If it's a running back doing this stuff, I mean, you didn't like it anyways, but it's a running back.
Still fucked our season.
Yeah, when it's a quarterback, it's just something a little different.
Yeah, so
I don't know. Those are wild cards. When I look at the NFC, just a quick snapshot. I mean, right now, I feel like it's the Niners and the Seahawks. I think you look at like the Saints are a year older. Breeze is a year older. You look at the Packers and the Vikings. They're not in this. They're just not tough enough, which is sad. They're in the NFC North, and I just don't think of them as real physical teams. And then you have Dallas and Philly, which are just wild cards. I don't know what they're going to be.
Right.
Like they can be in the NFC Championship with the Niners. They could be 8-9. You just don't know at this point.
Yeah. That's the NFC East for you.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, man. So, I mean, that's it, man. Yeah. That's the season.
That's the season.
And the Red and Blue Rivalry Podcast, I mean, at least you guys repped it to the end of the year.
But see,
we've been tapped out for like a month and a half.
But you've gotten time to get over the season. This is still fresh for me. I haven't had time to kind of mourn yet.
Yeah, I feel you, man. So I'm sure we'll have a few things to get to in the off season, man. Maybe even talk a little XFL, dude.
Oh, I'd love to do some XFL.
Yeah, some
XFL championship. We gotta be Are we LA? The LA Wildcats?
Yeah.
LA Wildcats.
LA Wildcats, baby.
I'm all about that LA Wildcats.
I'm ready for that.
Yep.
But you know, maybe do some
Tommy Maddox still the quarterback?
Yeah, is he?
I don't know. They bring him back out of retirement.
Wasn't he last time?
Yeah, he won them championship.
That's right. Yeah. So, you know, there'll be some things to talk about. Free agency. Draft coming up. So, you know, we'll
never
have things
ends.
to talk about. Yeah, never ends, man. The football's year round now.
And then, of course, hopefully we get to roll out another couple episodes of our Gridiron Fights.
Yeah. What do you want to do, man?
I don't know, man. I know those are fun to do, but gotta brainstorm on those. There's a lot of, if you guys, anybody out there that's listening, you know, we'll put it on Twitter. Anybody want to see too that we can do? I'm down to see, you know, take some suggestions.
Yeah, we'll do it, man. So this wraps it up, man. Red and Blue Rivalry Podcast. We did it all year long.
2019 season.
2019 season. It was a little bit better for you than it was for me. But we'll be back, man.
Oh, yeah.
We'll be back.
Oh, hell yeah.
So for anybody out there listening, thanks for checking us out over the course of the season. And we'll be back soon. Peace out.